Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning. What's going on? What's going on? Another day in the markets today, Tuesday, September 24th, 2019. The month is just flying by. So let's kind of recap yesterday. We saw pretty much, well, SPY closed down slightly red, but had a late day run to the upside, obviously getting beaten down in the morning session, followed by continued buying to the upside um, after hours and pre-market pushing higher as well, retesting that 300 level. So, are we going to have, this cat and mouse dance around that 300 level again? Probably, but, at the end of the day, it's nice. It keeps testing these levels, and eventually it's going to obviously crack it and sustain it and push higher. So, all eyes are on these bullish sentiment going into today's session. But again, like we always say, we see this time and time again with the, bullish sentiment pre-market followed by a sell-off near or at the bell. So just be patient, and let the market dictate trend. And then obviously if your securities are setting up for you and it's correlating with the market timing, then obviously step in, put some risk on. But until that happens, just be patient, and obviously let the market provide the trend for you. So let's kick it off. So we got 6 for our watches. We're going to kick it off with BABA. As you can see, BABA closed down yesterday just north of 5.5 points. We're looking for reversal. We think BABA's pushing. We think it's going to keep testing this 180, 185-ish. 185 is our target. Made a decent run at it last week. Had a pretty hard day yesterday, but we think it's going to put that reversal in. Obviously, you've seen after hours and pre-market, but we think that it's going to be pushing higher. Obviously, you have the 50 and the 200 below it. But it's going to have to obviously live above VWAP for us to step in. But we definitely think that this thing's moving higher. If not today, maybe sometime, probably tomorrow. But we're thinking it's going to happen today. So we're going to be patient, waiting for BABA. If it gives us a signal, we'll step in. Next up, we got CRM. CRM yesterday, closed down just north of half a point, but still, in the middle of that channel. As you can see on our charts here, obviously you see you have the 250, below it pushing higher. We think that, it's going to start, getting closer to this level, to the upside of this channel. So obviously you see you have another couple points to the upside. It's going to retest it once again and may get stuffed out, one more round. But at the end of the day, there's a couple more points to the upside to mitigate. Next up, we got NVDA. Closed pretty strong yesterday, just north of 2 points. Obviously sitting on that strong support from early September. Had that bounce. And you can see, it wants to push higher. I mean, this is a good buy zone for these guys. NVDA obviously runs nicely with the market. So if the market pushes higher and obviously retest 300 and push through the 300, look for these guys to push higher as well. ROKU was pretty quiet yesterday, as you can see, just consolidated all day long. Calm before the storm, perhaps, but we, obviously with consolidation comes big moves. So, could have dumped some more. Mark, I mean, you know what? Who's to say? I mean, had some good action into the close, and obviously after hours pre-market. Obviously it's the probabilities are higher that it's going to be pushing higher. So, we're bullish on ROKU. It gives us some opportunities to push. We will. But this thing's moving crazily. I think how many shares yesterday? It was like 28 million or something. Yeah, 28.2 million shares traded hands yesterday. So it's heavily traded right now. So keep an eye on it. Obviously it's gonna be pushing higher. Could be a pause. This definitely could be a pause in the market. So don't get caught. But at the end of the day, once price is kind of set. You will start to see the migration to the north side. So we're bullish for ROKU today. Next up, we got Tesla. Tesla, we have, just north of half a point yesterday to the upside. Nothing crazy, which is good. We obviously you're seeing this little bit of a lower highs and lower lows curl to the downside. However, it's sitting on the low side of the 200 and the 50-day on the daily. So we like that. We like that it's going to make this. We think it's going to make its move to the upside. Obviously, we're waiting for this move to happen. It's been dancing around for a couple of weeks now. Again, it has to prove it. Otherwise, we're just going to sit back and wait. But we think eventually this thing's going to start pushing higher. Netflix wrapping it up, had a kind of a shitty day yesterday, closing down just south of 5 points. We have a 260 price target, 265 initially, got breached. Now it's 260 is going to be the overall target to the downside again, and has to prove it. There was some little action after hours in pre-market as well. Despite the fact that, the market's pushing higher this morning, not really too concerned with Netflix. We think this thing is going to continue to push lower. And again, it had a quote unquote strong close, if you want to call it that, but we're not sure that it's just going to be the reversals in it. We just think it's just kind of a pause before the continuation to the downside. So that's what we got going on for today's session. We got 6. And as always, guys, just be patient. We always say be patient with your setups. Let price come to you when everything aligns, when your processes are set from A to Z. Step in, put some risk on. And if you're wrong, you're wrong. Cut your losses. Stick to your stops and get out and reevaluate the situation. All right, guys, any question, reach out to us. Have a good day in markets.